So, we will re-hammer the gavel, bang, bang, and start off with our resolutions for the new year. Adopt resolutions for 2018. So I guess it's not on our little checkoff list, so I'll do this one first, which is the
There's A, B, C, and isn't it?
oh, should we start with A? This one here is C, isn't it? Or it's 28.
Yeah.
Want me to start in alphabetical order?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, so scratch the jail booking one. The first resolution is number 1-5-2018 sub A, as in Adam. A resolution establishing reorganization of the Board of County Commissioners. Whereas Section 742109 MCA requires the Board of Commissioners to select a presiding officer, and whereas the term chair is more commonly used to refer to the presiding officer, and whereas the commission has chosen to distribute various committee and board assignments among the individuals, commissioners, unless otherwise required, serve on boards. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Mineral County will hereby designate. Okay, so that's what the resolution will sound like once we insert the name, and then we'll decide on the various boards as well.
Well, I don't know why we would want to change the name, Roman.
No, I think
you do a
I'll
good
make a
job.
You guys-
motion, we
As long as
appoint
it's all right
Roman.
with you.
Yep,
I don't mind.
Nope.
I know I'm the biggest blabbermouth here, and just as long as nobody thinks that that means some people think that the chairman's more powerful, and I definitely don't think I'm any more powerful than you two. So I just want that to be known that if I accept it, it's not because.
How come you get more money than?
So I will.
Just joking.
I will humbly accept as long as nobody
I
else
would
wants to
make
do
that-
it. I'm not getting a big head and expecting it. And if you guys,
I would make a motion that we retain Roman Zellway as chairman of the board.
I'll second that one.
Okay, all in favor of the motion to select myself? I will abstain from the vote. Say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So regarding boards, we currently have Lori Johnson, Hospital Board, Transportation Board, Local Emergency Planning Committee, Human Resource Council, Conservation District. Are you happy with those, Lori?
Yep. Keep those.
Okay, so far cut and paste on that one, Casey. Dwayne Simons is Juvenile Detention Regional Board and Health Board Chair.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And Roman Zalawi has Resource Conservation Development, Brad Economic Development, Union Negotiator, County Employee Drug Testing, Weed Board, Area 6 Agency on Aging. Are there any?
Thank you for taking that one.
Oh, you betcha. Well, they know to send, I guess, how would I get
Yeah,
notified?
we can I can get a hold of them, or Casey can get a hold of them. I think those are quarterly, and I think the next one's in February.
Right when midwinter is?
Probably, yeah.
Well, the other commissioners will be there at the
Oh, yeah, they would
convention
have it
too,
then.
so I
Okay.
doubt if they would have.
Okay. So what you have printed here is what we'll do.
Yeah, and I'll check.
All right.
In fact, I think the year that it was in Kalispell Convention, they actually had their meeting
Mhm.
during
That's it.
convention time.
Wow.
They set it off from.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, so.
So, okay, so this resolution that is before us to vote on now, 1-5-2018 sub A, includes the nominated chairman and includes the said board assignments.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 1-5-2018 subsection A.
I would second that.
All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Motion, any opposed, none? Okay. Okay.
that one we sign, or is she gonna make new ones to
Oh,
sign?
is this the one we're signing, or you make a new one? Cause I just wrote on here, who made the motion, who seconded it? Did I make a bad thing for
Yeah,
you?
I'll reprint them so you guys can sign them. So you can make your notes.
Do you want me to do that, or,
You can, it's okay.
cause when you,
I'm-
you'll keep it up today? Okay,
Today.
I won't dirty the other ones then. Okay. The next one is a resolution that's providing for public participation in establishing regular meeting dates and times of the Board of Mineral County Commissioners. Whereas the Board Commissioners require them to develop procedure for permitting and encouraging public participation in decisions of the Board that are significant to them on public matters. The county commissioners must set in any official board meeting changes by resolution. So,
And at the bottom, I think it says, at the very, the last sentence in the
the office of the Board of County Commissioners open for business from 9 to 4 on the first Thursday and every Friday. All meetings of the county commissioners are open to the public unless closed. Yeah. So we've got the meeting days to decide and the meeting hours to decide. And, the weekly agenda will be posted no later than 48 hours preceding the next scheduled board meeting. So yeah, I guess basically we're going to decide here what shall the business hours be for the county commissioners and the day. It matters not to me, now that I'm semi-retired, I can appear any day, so any discussion amongst the other two on what's the best fit?
I think Friday's a good fit.
I think what we're doing now is good, so I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 1-6-2018, subsection B.
Unless you want to do it Friday night.
So basically to approve this resolution the same as last year's.
I would second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any comment from the public or the secretary on the said motion? Okay, being that there's no opposition or no further discussion, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Okay, I won't write on this one. The next resolution, same number, subsection C, is a resolution of the commissioners to set the daily rate for the payment of costs for youth detention center. So, there's been a request from the sheriff that for many, many years of being at $62.50, that with costs going up at restaurants and other things, that the rate should be raised. In addition to that, he had proposed a one-time fee of inmates that are booked into the jail to stay of a $25 booking in fee. And furthermore, for those that are booked and released and let go, in other words, they're just simply recorded, fingerprints and booked in and then let go, the booking fee would be lesser of that amount, would be $15. So we would have a daily rate of whatever we decide. And in addition, the resolution would include that booking fee of $25 for staying inmates and $15 for those that are released.
So I have a question there. So whoever, if I get arrested and I'm booked into this jail, I pay that $25?
Yeah, is that the individual or is that the arresting agency? So if it's,
Because I'm just wondering.
is it
how
highway
we're ever
patrol
gonna
pay
get
it
that money.
or does the individual pay it?
Could it be both?
I don't know.
Is Boone in today?
I guess the problem I see there, if it's the person that's being arrested, our idea was to raise that rate to be competitive with everybody else and
What's Ellen's number?
bring
up
more
there?
money into our
35,
jail.
20, 35, 35, right?
If that
Yep.
person being booked in, we may never ever see that money. I mean, you may, but you may not. What guarantee do you have that?
This is Melanie.
Melanie, this is Roman downstairs.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hey, is the woman in charge available for a quick question?
She's actually on the other line at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to have her give you a quick call when she's done?
Yeah, well, just about this booking fee, we were wondering on the resolution,
Oh, yeah.
is the one-time booking fee expected to be paid by the individual himself or the arresting agency that's booking him in?
Yeah, I'll have her give you guys a call.
Thanks much.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.
Okay, I guess I'll get me a cup of coffee.
Because wasn't that one of our major concerns was that we would raise that
Yeah.
booking, or not the booking, but the jail rate?
We could ask our jail administrator, maybe she knows.
Yeah. Maybe she-
Hello,
Rice-A-Roni,
McLeod.
quick question. We're doing the resolution for setting the inmate fees at the jail.
Yep.
I don't know if Boone's did it or not, but I thought you might know because maybe you guys communicate and you're the new jail administrator. So
Yep.
we were discussing raising that rate, but
Right.
then in addition to that, there is the one-time booking fee for inmates that stay the night of $25, and for
Yep.
those that are booked and released of $15.
Correct.
The question came up, Commissioner Simons is wondering, will that one-time booking fee be expected to be paid by the said individual being arrested or by the arresting agency?
I believe it's the arresting agency.
Okay,
That's my understanding.
okay.
I was just curious, Ronnie, as to how we would retrieve that money if the person being arrested didn't have the money. And
Yeah, no, if they're like a highway patrol person,
yeah,
then they pay that.
okay.
If they're ours, of course, there you go.
So Ronnie, how about this? What if a guy gets a DUI from the highway patrol and then the judge says that he can do his jail in fragments or intervals because he works Monday through Friday, so he does his jail time every Friday night at 5 and gets let out Sunday night at 5, and then he goes back to work, so the next Friday he comes and books himself back in again. Does he keep paying that, or does the agency keep paying that every time he gets into the jail?
Ooh, good question. That one I'm going to have to talk to Boone about, see and check with other places.
Okay.
But if it's a one-time booking fee, then
I think it's a one-time booking fee for the first time, and if the judge is allowing them to do,
Okay.
You
So if if Ellen's going to call back down here, then I wonder if we need to have the language or a quick snippet included in that,
just
or
put one-time booking fee of
incident.
per incident. Okay.
per arrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think he did Boone let you know it was going to get raised to 69?
Correct.
Okay.
And-
I still have to get a hold of the different entities that have contract services with us
Mm-hmm.
and negotiate their contracts.
Right. Whenever they come due.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you much.
You betcha.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
I talked to Emily today, and there will not be a phone call.
No phone call today. Does that mean that they wanted it at 10 or no deal at all?
No, they're gonna schedule, because I guess there's gonna be more people involved, so.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna schedule a different time.
Good. Okay.
Getting old.
Oh, maybe that's, yeah, that's them. Yellow.
Hey Roman, Melanie. Ellen's going to be down there shortly. She's just, something came up, and so she'll be down there probably in about like 10 minutes or so.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye. Maybe we don't need her now that we kind of know what Ronnie said, huh?
Yeah.
I guess I could call her back and tell her that.
She's coming down 10 minutes anyway.
But
Yeah,
I could call her back and say you don't have to come. Do we want to ask?
well,
She's
she'll be
coming
down
back right
10
away.
for her
Oh,
meeting anyway.
oh,
so.
that, oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Should we continue with this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. So, the Mineral County resolution for setting the rates, there's been a proposal to raise it from $62.50 to $69. And then insert the language of also a one-time booking fee per arrest of 25 for those being incarcerated and 15 for those simply being booked and released.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 1-5-2018 subsection C.
I'll
Right.
second that one.
Okay, motion been made and seconded regarding the rates of inmates at the county jail. Is there any further discussion or comments before a vote? All right, all in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Okay, next one would be the resolution, subsection D, which is establishing travel, meals, and lodging rates for the calendar year 2018. And we basically go by the recommendations of MACO and the in-state and out-of-state rates, it seems. Are these the current ones that you have inserted in here?
Yep.
Nothing's changed?
Yeah, mileage went from
Mileage.
53.5 to 54.5,
Okay.
and then daily rates at like hotels and stuff went up.
And those are
And I
dependent
took
on.
those right off the MACO website, so.
And I know the in-state didn't change, but the out-of-state didn't either, huh? 11, 12, and 23?
Oh, meals, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, I guess that's kind of simple if we just go by their recommendations. Oh yeah, here's the ones for the lodging, because some of those
Actually, a
areas.
couple of them went down,
Mhm.
but then some of them went up.
Okay,
So I'll make a motion to approve resolution 1-5-2018 subsection D.
Second.
all right. Any further discussion on the rates for meals and lodging and mileage? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Next one is.
Casey, could you send out a memo to everybody that,
Yep, I have like a New Year update.
okay,
Send out.
that mileage,
I came in last year and bitching. This year I'm coming in saying, thank you.
you have a new
The
driver?
guy that is out there is the best we've had for a long time.
Mhm.
My neighbor has a problem with him not plowing into his driveway, and he'd probably come in and bitch, Bex. But he's doing such a good job. Even the UPS guy is saying, out there on Quartz Flat
Mhm.
is the best he has. And he quit coming out there early because he'd do Petty Creek
Mhm.
first. Then he'd come out there because he knew he could get around on the ours now. And I'm happy, and you need to give him a raise.
And so we'll
He's doing a really good professional job.
And then forgive me for not remembering your name. 'Cause
Kastner,
That's right.
Yes.
Kassner. But he's done a real good job. I know we're the last of the plowing and stuff,
Mhm.
but right now he's got it to where you don't even have to do four-wheel drive. And
Right.
last night, the UPS guy says, this is the best care area I've been on, and he does from Lozo all the way to Petty Creek, Cedar Creek.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd give him an attaboy.
Well, thanks.
He's doing
Thank
a
you.
really good job.
Thank you.
Thanks
So-
for stopping in.
And you won't have as many calls from our direction.
All right,
Now
thank you,
you're
sir.
getting them from Romans.
Yeah.
We're getting them from Romans
Oh,
now.
I've heard, yeah.
I got one from my area once too, but.
But you might get one from Beck. He just has issues. So, but the guy's doing a good job on the road at where he's supposed to, so. I
Good.
just thought I'd
Yeah,
pass that along before
okay.
you got
Okay.
that.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Gus.
All right.
Okay, so the next resolution is the same number, but it's subsection D, basically setting the official holiday calendar for 2018.
Had to add in election day.
Oh, yeah, this year will be, oh, yeah, they have it on here, General Election Day, Tuesday,
Yeah,
November.
I had to insert that one.
So this year, yeah. 11 recognized holidays this year with the election day, or election year. So basically, it's, again, kind of established by MACO, and it seems to be the holidays recognized for days off and overtime purposes are New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Columbus Day, General Election Day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. All right, that one seems fairly upfront and simple.
I'll make a motion we approve resolution 1-5-2018 E, subsection E.
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Second?
Yep, E. All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
And I didn't know if we needed that last one.
We've got two of these, are the same. Does one have the, sign whichever one. The last one?
Yeah, it was
Hours.
when we set the hours for the
Mhm.
finance, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if we needed to if it's the same
Okay.
as last year, so I wouldn't think we'd even need to redo that one. We just did it last year when we set the hours for finance and administrative assistant.
Established, so that basically affects you, Lady Casey, so you're fine with Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, being the same hours? Okay. Well, we got it here, might as well.
Okay.
Some of these other ones were the same, might as well pass this one as the same.
I'll make a motion we approve resolution 1-5-2018 subsection F.
Second?
Okay. This resolution has been motioned and seconded to maintain the hours Monday through Friday of the Commissioner's office of 8 to 4. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. The resolutions are out of the way and just in time. Do you want us to sign these now except for the one I wrote on
Sure.
and then hand them back to you?
Yes.
Ten after 10, and the next item on the agenda is the new employee wage discussion with Ellen Donohue. I assume this is because of your new employee.
Yes,
We're here, so.
and Casey just gave me something from 2010 with Sean, and I'm just trying to read it really fast. But I had advertised the legal assistant position at $13 plus, depending on experience. And once we hired the person, I offered her 14. Well, I initially started at 13. We negotiated. She had asked for more, and we had come to an agreement on $14 an hour. And I thought that was in my purview as her supervisor to negotiate that. I felt like it was in our budget because the person who retired was making $15.30 an hour or something.
Mhm.
So I knew, or I felt like I wouldn't go above that, especially after Lorna having been here a few years. But I thought as the department head, I can decide on a salary of my employee. So I had asked Casey if we could put that on the agenda. And I haven't had a chance, like I said, to read the past stuff. Is the history that the commissioners set the wage for every
Yeah.
employee?
And the reason for that is numerous. One is that sometimes, well, we've been fighting, as you well know, that you know, because I think an email came from maybe Lorna or your office, that we need to be careful about the wages being fair and equitable, not only for the task at hand and how complicated it might be, but also taking into account years of service. So Lorna was here 23 years,
Right.
and now we have a new employee. So what my main concern is not causing another uprising with the fair, and also then we have our budget concerns, and even though it was in your budget, what has changed since Lorna was here making that money is that now we're faced with each year new financial hurdles. Like PILT hasn't come through yet, which is $216,000 from the feds, which we can use any which way in the county budget, health insurance, wages. And then there's SRS money that hasn't been authorized, which is about $750,000 to us, $450,000 to the schools. That money cannot be spread around, it goes to the road department. But nonetheless, those are the financial budget concerns that we write the checks, we're the ones that get sued, we're the ones that people come in and complain about fairness, and it has nothing to do with the person's value, but it has more to do with where we live and what we can afford, and
Right.
and also keep the other employees in mind that have been here for many years. You know, some of the people sitting here have employees that have been here for 10 years, and then they might be shocked to find out that,
Somebody just strutting out,
Yeah.
making the same.
and then
Right.
they're not gonna scream at you, they're gonna scream at us.
Yeah. And that's okay if they want to come and talk to me too. I stand by the decision. I actually do think it's the department head's decision on what they can pay, if we can afford it in my budget. And I don't think I could have gotten anybody for $8 or $9 an hour. And I know that that's.
Oh, no, we.
Yeah, and I know that
Right,
that's,
right.
yeah. And I think, and a lot of times with the opinions we've written, or the letters I've talked about being fair and equitable, we also have to remember we're comparing apples and oranges. You know, different jobs
Mhm.
and different skill sets.
Mhm.
So, not saying that some aren't worth more, but there are some jobs that just need to be
Yeah,
paid more.
and then there's some jobs.
They're
that
not more valued,
We all,
but-
I as a commissioner don't understand. I mean, I know a little bit that some of the legal things are difficult. That's gonna be your argument. And I also know that some of the treasurer's business with taxes, real estate, the Merlin
Merlin?
system, that can be a nightmare.
Sure.
The Supreme Court.
Justice Court, yes, all the justware.
Yeah, so everybody has an area that they could argue is difficult. So we just have to keep in mind the difficulty of the job with the balance of fairness and pay and what the county can afford. And, you know, so that's why and did you see the email from Brian at Mako about, did you provide her that
I
one?
don't know if
Let me print it off.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I did.
So, and I know if I was you, Ellen, and I came here, I would just think it was, yeah, I'm the boss, this is my budget. I understand where you.
Yeah, I'm not going
probably-
outside my budget
Right.
constraints, but
Right.
yeah.
Well, I'll let you read the, do you want me to go down the hall, get it off the printer, Casey? While you hit print? I can do that.
So there it is. Okay.
Well, I can take it.
Thank you.
So when we did the notice of job opening and put hourly wage of 13 plus, is that something that should have been approved by commission first?
Yeah.
Because that's how it was advertised.
I know. So
Okay.
that's gonna be, you know, a problem
Which
for
is,
us.
I'm the one who wrote this, so it's not Casey's fault. I'm the one who wrote this, but,
Uh-huh.
so,
Well, regardless of who authored it, it was advertised in the paper as such, so.
Yeah.
we probably can't do anything about that, but we're kind of here to discuss the difference between that and what you spoke to about.
Right. So yeah, because if,
I mean, once it's in the paper and that's the expectation.
right,
But so since that occurred, because I didn't know that happened until it happened. But Casey has a new form. Oh, she was going to bring it up at the department meeting yesterday, didn't she?
right, she gave it to me and I just made a couple quick
Okay.
corrections.
But I mean, in terms of the other ones,
Yeah.
to see when she comes back, I'll bring that subject, because that would go a long way that we're all on the same page before any advertisement goes.
Right,
And then if it's one where there isn't actually a posted monetary amount, depending on experience, that we talk so that when you do speak to them, everybody kind of knows what can be offered.
right, or what's the top amount?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was not specified.
So where do we go from here then?
Well, I'll let you read Brian's thing, and
Okay.
then I guess we can have
Okay,
further
yeah.
discussion.
So she's.
And that one there, the one thing that's different is that was a year of a freeze. That could be, but anyway, so just because that wasn't as clear because it was a year of a freeze.
Okay,
Casey just asked this question of Brian.
okay,
And that's the question and that's the reply.
okay. Yeah, I haven't seen this, and this is back from December 28th? I don't think you sent this to me. Yeah. That would have been nice to see before I
Yeah, no,
set, before I
no.
set this on the agenda.
Oh,
Well, I know that.
well, no, we probably still need to meet and set
Okay,
I didn't
set
know that. I
an
didn't know when it
agreeable
was
amount. and-
Closing.
yeah, because I wasn't sure if the commissioner set the wages. I thought department heads could.
Mhm.
So this corrects me on that.
Yeah,
As far as setting up pay rate for a new employee, the vacancy announcement should have advertised the pay for the position. The pay should be tied to the position rather than the budget, but of course you have to live within your means.
right.
Yeah,
And furthermore, maybe the wage goes to the person, not the position, and that's kind of why Lorna is one person with 23 years, and then another person is not 20, So I kind of like that example as well, because I do believe in giving people rewards for their loyalty and longevity, but it's kind of hard to do if we start them way high to begin with.
right, but we also have to remember with Lorna that she was making $9 an hour up until only about a year and a half ago, or 9 something, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
because she said she was gonna quit, the commissioners realized her value and said, what's it gonna take for you to stay? At least from what I've been told from Lorna.
Yeah.
And she said $15 an hour, and the commission agreed. So
Yeah.
for 22 years, she was making $9 an hour,
And we-
which she should have been making a
And
lot
I don't-
more.
And I'll tell you what,
And I think,
if I had that one to do over,
yeah,
I would do it differently.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I recall,
I lost one of my employees because of that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I recall saying several months ago that I would like to give Lorna a pay raise, and I remember you saying, yeah, that's, I mean, I didn't mean right then, but just for
Right.
the work that has to be done.
Yeah.
And I knew we didn't have it in our
And
budget.
And it has nothing to
It's
do with
still
whether someone is valued and important. It has to do
the work of the budget.
with, I mean, because really, everybody here should be making $15 an hour, in my opinion, but we're going to face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the
so
budget.
it's not like she, after 23 years, slowly made her way up to 15.
Mm-hmm.
It was a decision that was made only a year and a half ago, and she was only making like 9
And a-
something.
And a very reluctant decision. I mean, Dwayne just said what he did.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I got strong-armed myself and.
Which is okay. I mean, it's okay to look back and say, I would have done it differently.
And mainly the
But
way-
just to
yeah.
make it clear that it's not that he kept getting a pay raise for 23 years
Mm-hmm.
in appreciation of 23 years of service. She was still not getting paid well.
Right.
And I felt like I had it in my budget to
Yeah.
pay somebody, and I don't think I could get somebody at $10 an hour
Oh.
that can do that job.
We
Yeah, but
were-
we've been faced with that all along. That's what I'm looking at. I either can't get anybody or somebody get in there is not qualified, but I can't get any other applicants at that price. So we've been dealing with that as long as I've been treasurer and having to hire people.
Right.
I'm probably gonna continue to deal with it even at
Yeah, because I'm
$15
only at
if you
$10 an hour
$15.
for one of my employees. And even my deputy is just barely 14.
Yeah.
And my deputy's been here 4 years. Dawn's been less, but You know, that's just been the revolving door because we don't pay high enough. And as soon as they get any training, then they go somewhere else. So I totally understand, but it's just hard. And I know more recently, Mary got hired on as $10.30 an hour up in Clerk and Recorder. And she was gonna get bumped up to, I think, $12 or something when she hit her 6-month or whatever threshold that she was gonna hit.
And her bump wouldn't be, that hasn't been decided, but there's a statute that a deputy, if someone names somebody a deputy, the right-hand man, there's a statute that they can get up to 90% of the elected official's wage. So
Right.
that's different than a pay raise, that's more of a status as a deputy.
Right.
Now,
'Cause I remember hearing
you
about
don't
that.
have a deputy.
Mm-mm.
So we kind of understand that your right-hand man is your paralegal secretary. So I'm just saying that understandably means a little bit more money than just a base clerk.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if we can, I don't know about the rate that you're recommending because it just seems too extreme, too quick for a new employee. And
Okay, so is the commission agreeing to the 13 as advertised?
I would say we have to
Well,
agree to that
we
because it
have
was
to.
published that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and like Brian kind of said, and it sounds kind of blunt or kind of harsh, but that's what was in the paper and that's what the employee applied for.
Right.
And if they don't, if that absolutely is not suitable to them, then we would probably have to just take the number 2 applicant, you know?
Yeah. Or I'd like to see if I can compensate that, because she left a job of 8 years to take this job. And she had asked me, and this is, you know, my fault then for doing this. She had asked me if this was like a temporary position because she knew the county has had some issues. And I said, oh, no, I have to have a paralegal. I mean, I can't function. I can barely function without a deputy. I'm working 60, 70 hours a week. I've taken 1 week off in 52 weeks.
She's on probation for 6 months, right? To fire without cause.
Mm-hmm.
You visited at 6 months. She's performed, but she's not coming in here with specific training for this job, right?
No, well, other than the computer training.
Well, I mean, she doesn't have 5, 10 years of experience of being a clerk in a
Paralegal.
law office.
Right.
So, started her at 13, you reevaluating it at a
That's 6
end
months.
of probation and everything else, which has been pretty much the way things have, and justifies the increase and say she's risen to the occasion and stuff. You know.
Yeah, but I told her 14. I agreed to 14. So I'd be willing to pay that.
Oops, did the commissioners overrule?
Yeah, which is fine. And that's okay, but I want to pay that difference. So I can figure that out. I don't know, somehow. Did you do that, Tim, at one point with Candace? I thought I
Well,
heard
what
somebody
he did
did,
was
or maybe it was
I'm
Kathleen.
under the table type of negotiator, I don't.
Okay, okay. Or maybe it was Kathleen. Somebody was talking to me about paying some of their,
I had this, you know, said that I would give up part of mine, you know, to our, to Casey when, you know, her wage was lower. But they said that I couldn't because, say, if I wasn't being the commissioner anymore, the next commissioner might not agree to that.
yes, yeah.
So, so the problem is, if any money is paid out to an employee through our payroll, then there's FICA, work comp, PERS,
Right.
et cetera. So that's kind of difficult to do. I mean, if you wanted to, like Tim said, under the table every month, give her your own money, but if it goes through our payroll, it's compounded. It's not just 50 cents or $1. It's
Right.
exponentially more.
And say.
Which would be okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying the extra because that's what she was expecting, $14. And then from that would come the FICA and the, so even if I pay more than that,
Oh,
so that it comes out that she
that
gets
might
that
be
14.
Casey and Jessica.
I'd
Yes.
ask Jessica to see if it's something that is doable.
Doable, yeah.
Because I know
Because I'm willing to
like
do that.
Lori's situation, it was an add-on, so it would set like forever.
Yeah.
This is not the case, so we
Yeah.
can call her and see if we could figure it out.
So, yeah, but, okay, say you're running for election.
Mhm.
Hopefully nobody
Say.
will run against you. But say somebody was to run against you.
And win.
And win,
Mhm.
they
they-
might not want to.
Give some of their.
And they
give
shouldn't
some
have
of
to.
Their salary.
It's not
to
part of the,
compensate her.
yeah, it's
So then
not
what
part of
would
the job.
happen?
I'm gonna have to talk to her and let her know.
Mhm.
No. I mean, that's, you know, that's as far as coming out of your payroll and stuff.
Yeah,
What were
But
you saying, Tim?
hopefully nobody will run against you, so.
and whether or not I'll run.
I just wonder if there's a real dichotomy,
Rethinking.
is it really outside money coming back in for the compensation? Not just shape shifting to say we're, I'm taking part of my total wages as county attorney and routing it over here and stuff. It's like, I'm getting paid this much money, I go put that in the bank, and that money comes back to my assistant.
Okay, I'm not following you. Do that again. Sorry.
Well, I guess I'd
Explain
wonder if
again?
it was legal.
Yeah, that's what I want to check. Can it be done?
Well,
I
whether
doubt
it can be
that.
done or not, I'm saying that if you just take part of your wages and shift it over to her, that's,
Oh, right. Not including, I mean, take it out of payroll. After I get paid, give her money. That's what you're saying.
or kind of equal.
That's totally doable too. If
No,
she's
I'm saying that
agreeable
you
to
can't
that.
do that.
Oh, you can't do that.
That's the same thing as a raise to the $14 an hour.
If I choose to give her money out of my salary,
Okay, if you choose to take your salary,
right?
go to the bank,
Mhm.
cash it, and come back and hand her money,
Right,
then it's out of your salary.
right.
But if you do it before that, at the county level anyway, it's the same thing as coming out of your budget and it's a raise. It
Okay.
raises it to $14 an hour.
Okay. So if we ran it through, even if it came out of my salary, but came through the county, through payroll, if we moved over like $1 an hour or something from mine, okay.
It goes back to Roman's
Okay,
comment that then the fringe benefits come out of it, which fringe benefits are
Right.
significant.
which then, yeah, that's why I was saying that I would end up paying more, but I don't mind, because that's what I had told her. I had promised her $14.
But is her fringe benefits gonna be on $13 or $14 an hour?
14.
Well, that ain't fair. That's just
'Cause-
like a raise.
But I pay that. I pay all the additional. So it comes as a net zero to the county. Because I can't go and ask her to pay, to take 13. All right.
Well, I think we have some research or something. But, do we need a motion for what the rate of pay is for?
13.
for-
And I appreciate that.
yeah. Well, I'll move that since the publication in the paper did state 13, that we are sort of bound by obligation to pay the county attorney's paralegal secretary $13 an hour.
I second that.
Any further discussion, comment, or a vote? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
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 Speaking of what?
Cat herding.
Herding cats.
Yeah, herding cats. A potential meeting with the Shoshone County Commissioners could be next week. So, just wondered who's interested.
I'm
If
still
they would be
interested.
available.
And I had a couple of things lined up, but hopefully I can still swing it depending on what day it lands on.
Well, the only day that seems to be potentially next week would be Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Because you have things on Friday for your.
Yeah. Okay. What time of the day do you think?
Well, their one guy, Jerry White, he cannot make it back till early afternoon, either 8 o'clock in the morning or early afternoon. But we'll be there by 8 o'clock in the morning, sorry. So.
Probably 1 o'clock, you think?
But they're,
Their 1 o'clock is our 2 o'clock.
you good at that?
Yeah. We'll be driving back in the dark, but
So that, but, they're, the commissioner's assistant, she's not in on Friday, so that's, but anyway, put the word out, call Jerry. So that's at least a potential date, that Wednesday doesn't work. But
We couldn't do it in a public meeting
well,
on a regular commissioner day,
when,
like
yeah,
the following Friday or something.
but we're meeting with those commissioners, they're not gonna come over here.
They should, they owe us money.
Oh, and by the way, are we going to one of their regular commissioner meetings, or are we just talking?
I think that they meet 4 or 5 days a week.
So we are attending one of their meetings.
It very likely is.
We might be on their agenda.
Well, I don't think they meet on Fridays, I guess. I think they meet the other days of the week. So.
I mean, if you and I go over there, are we going over there to have lunch with a couple of the guys, or are we gonna be in their formal public meeting discussing it?
I think this is formal public meeting.
Okay.
That's the way I would consider it. Yeah, we need to do something because right now we're basically getting zero taxes from lookouts. So thank you, legislature, for changing that. So.
How much do you think it's worth to us? I mean,
I don't know. It might be only a couple $1,000s.
it's still better than nothing.
I've got beyond that point that the amount that we would gain in taxes did not ever give me any incentive to just keep pounding on this.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked on it and stuff, but if it was for the taxes, it was just like, yeah, forget it. Because
Yeah,
unless,
figure that out on an
unless he
hourly.
builds that new building. I mean, if he builds that new building, then the thing, and so it's the potential of the new building and now the principle of the matter that the Forest Service just willy-nilly changed the line and I want to step it right up their nose, so.
So it was the Forest Service that did it, not the.
It was an administrative call.
Huh.
Because I've asked the USGS, I said, where is the official survey? That is the only way to alter a state boundary. It has to be an official congressional sanctioned survey conducted either by the USGS and their certifier, or it has been assigned to these people that meet their standards. That's the only way you can change a state boundary. Never happened. I said, you find me the record where that boundary has been surveyed and changed, and I'll leave you alone. They could not come up with it. So. But truly, raining pictures said a lot. Pictures worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
When everybody before said, well, it's the hydrogeological divide, so what can you say? I can say you're full of Donohue because water does not run uphill unless you're doing something pretty interesting. I know. So anyway, that's
Good.
potential date on that. If not, it'll be the next week. Is there things the next week that cut you out a couple of days? I have something, I think, the 17th. So.
No, I'm easy, Tim. Let me know.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do something next Thursday, but Wednesday's fine, and if that week doesn't work, then the next one I should be fine too.
Well, Denley can go this Wednesday, but he's got to be in Missoula for his brother's surgery on Tuesday. So I've never heard of somebody's chest separating after open heart surgery.
Really?
Wow.
Not the brother that's a doctor, is it?
It just says brother.
Wow.
But he's got to go to him on Thursday. So that's kind of, might as well get on to that and get it followed up on. other thing is, I think that you received a email from Deb Reisman about the field office.
Mhm.
And it would really be a good idea to try to set up a meeting with Deb Reisman and have her come up here, because there's gonna be some weird plans about how they're gonna do things with that. They have been told at the field offices to scan records and then shred them.
Yeah, we heard that from Mary.
Yeah. Well, we went around singing the alarm and stuff. If there is any way that we can put enough pressure on whoever, and I guess Deb Reisman will be telling us who that might be, whether it's Cadis or not, but if we're ever gonna try to have a plat room, an actual verifiable plat room, we really would need those records. Because these are the larger scale maps with the parcels and the geocodes on.
Mhm.
If we can't get a hold of those, we'll never have a chance to have a legitimate plat room to that.
Well, so what would be the difference, Tim, if they scanned them and,
I don't know that they're scanned in large documents.
oh, I see.
I
Might be
guess we
harder.
can find that out, but a scan of a big document is just a real total pain, because you might be able to read those on a couple of machines, that are fast enough and big enough that can process it all, but you can't just ever hit print. It'll have to be sent to my plotter or to our plotter, the recorder's room. So anybody that would want to work about that. So I know the issue is going to come up is that there's records that have personal information on it. Let's see if we can work around that or work through it or something that redacted, blocked out or something. I don't know. Or commit to doing that, something, but at least we should have a discussion about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look back in my old emails here to see where is she based out of?
For Valley.
For Valley. Well, we should be able to get a hold of her then, and get her.
Yeah, I was going to call her this morning, but I was playing Shoshone games this morning.
Speaking of the map room and all, and the other two, we have been kind of approached with a potential revenue stream for the county in terms of renting a room. So Sergeant Smalley from the Highway Patrol in Boone, we're talking about trying to get the law enforcement back over in one locality together where they could converse, share information, etc. And so they spotted your downstairs room, and so with the pro would be the county would earn $550 a month rent, but the con would be the mapping room. What are your thoughts on relocating that room or versus the revenue, or is it doable or not doable?
I think that's going to be pretty tough to equate a value to those records. Do that, but I've seen the counties that have basically done away with those records, and it all comes back to haunt them.
Well, I was gonna go so far as to ask that.
I know, but if we don't have them in that room, they're basically going to go into storage somewhere.
I didn't know if one of these hallway rooms would suffice. I mean, we're just discussing it. Is there any other option, so you don't have to put them in a storage container or away from your building?
Well, that's kind of my concern right now, is because Stacy has a key to that room, because people will come in and I want to check the old plat books of
Mhm.
the two that we have, let's do that. And I don't know when one of the record books walked off, but it,
It did,
yeah, it was a railroad book, and it,
valuable.
yeah, it was really valuable,
Milwaukee.
because it happened to be the Chicago-Milwaukee one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Of the
man.
MP, and that was real royal pain, because that book gave you these right-of-ways and easements and
Right.
that, so, you know, that, they just had the key to somebody, go down there and let them go through stuff and look. and-
When did this occur? How many years ago, approximately? But it was when Stacy was clerk and recorder, or prior to that?
No, Stacy was here, but I don't know if she was clerk.
Oh,
Excuse me. It happened when Wanda wanted to get out of that little corner office.
oh, in the hallway corner office here.
She was in that office, right, with Cindy and Kim.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a bigger space.
Mm.
And I went, pitched the immediate fit and said, I get the bigger space.
Oh,
And the commissioners said, yeah, that sounds good to us. You, I would have basically given up my upper office and moved downstairs into that office, and then said, assistant planner sanitary.
Mhm.
That was what we were gonna try to facilitate. And so I sat on it for 4 or 5 months and had a brain malfunction and decided to give them the bigger office down there. Moved into the smaller one. So that's what transpired. But
Mhm.
it was up until that point, and that room became vacated because DOR moved
Mhm, right.
out there. So that's when it really started the issue, because plat books were outside, and
Mhm.
whether that was an intimidation factor for people that they wouldn't take something because they were sitting out there, or because they were around, but they weren't around all the time and stuff. Anyway, they're basically unprotected, so it was just like, need to get them under lock and key somehow. So. And the other thing I've done about that room is that Jane Eby, I don't know whether she had to pay for something, but I think it was Flathead Courthouse kicked out all these books that are the books that you would need for a plat room, and she was able to pick them all up, and her and Mike loaded them up and brought them down, and they're in that office. So it's not like we're trying to not move to this sometime and stuff. So do I want to give that office up? No. But I found out it doesn't work to share that office. It just doesn't, because I don't have that many meetings, but I do have the 5-6 people that are sure convenient to put them in there. Only if there's something conflicting down here, but at least I don't have to worry about the schedule on that.
Where did the highway patrol gather at before?
We're over there in the old Forest Service building there on, what is it, Main Street,
Yeah.
where they had also the other government agencies which have since moved, was the Health and Human Services, or the welfare, and the
City.
child.
City
Unemployment
office was-
reserve, okay.
Yeah.
City office
Yeah.
upstairs.
Pardon me?
City offices were upstairs.
Yeah. So now the city moved over there, so they're gone, and now one of those state offices moved to Missoula. The Highway Patrol over there, but they were just trying to, see if they could get to working together better in the law
But
enforcement roles.
they need more office space that's available in the hallway here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Goes in the hole in the building right there behind you.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
know.
Throw a roof over the
Put a
top.
roof over it, yeah. That's what I
Tarp.
thought.
Just a
I thought
tarp.
that'd be a good idea a long time ago for,
Mhm.
you put a roof over it,
I
do
don't
some
know why
plug-ins. and-
I don't know why they put a hole in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
I mean, saying something.
Yeah.
A lot of waste of space.
That's all they had budget for.
No,
Get one of those sheds from Rob's and have him crane it in there.
There you go.
Door to door, so you just open up, walk in.
Yeah.
One of them
Yeah.
steel containers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Little space heaters in there, no windows.
Yeah. Wood stove.
But it's your room, if you want to do that, then. But I don't know where that significant amount of, or, I guess I'm sensing that the records have to go out of there if they're gonna have any semblance of desks in there and space. That it really did uncrowd the office upstairs. That thing was.
Well, those are valuable records, like you say.
No, but I mean, all of my sanitary and other things that got moved down there from the upper office,
yeah.
which you couldn't even hardly crawl into.
So are you gonna set a meeting up with Deb, or you want us to?
Was that a meeting up with Deb?
That was his cowboy nod to you, I think.
Okay.
What?
Are you call her?
Yeah, it's just, you just kind of have to get on her schedule and stuff, but, you want me to call her? Huh? You want me to call her?
Sure.
Okay.
What up?
Did you guys want to go for a road ride today, or no? Didn't know. I was just had some time
How long
today.
would?
Well, it depends how far you want to
Yeah.
go and how way you want to check
Are
out.
we going in a plow or are we going in a pickup truck?
In a pickup truck.
What are we checking out?
Just been,
Lori wanted to said something about running some roads and just
yeah, I
seeing
don't know
some-
where all the county roads are.
Seeing some
Yeah,
stuff,
that's
so-
why I haven't done a lot of road inspections, because I don't know what's county roads.
And it's
and
probably
what
going to
isn't.
take a couple days. I mean,
Well,
They
yeah,
have,
hold on just a couple days, but we could pick one area. You know, basically our snow plowers, we have 4 areas, so we could pick one and go run it or
That's the only thing we can do.
whatever. And if you don't have time to, that's fine too. I just thought I had a little bit of time. We got it over everything this morning, and
yeah.
so
Where would you think today's route would be?
it's like I said, I kind of leave it totally up to you. You could probably the close one would be the St. Regis route or the Spirit route.
Uh-huh.
Then those things get inspected.
Do you have any interest in St. Regis route or any other route, Dwayne?
I think I kinda know St. Regis, but I don't know that I know all of the West End, but
Yeah. Or like I said, we could plan it for another time when we have a whole day too. And I just thought, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just open to whatever.
we did get a big attaboy this morning.
Oh,
well,
Please, from my area.
let's back up. On one hand, it was a positive comment and a pro to one county employee, but at the same time, it was a dig and a negative comment to another.
Oh God. Hopefully I'm on
So,
the good side.
a
of
gentleman named Mr.
I focused on the positive.
Mr. Gus Kastner came in and said, "Oh my gosh, whoever's plowing my road now is doing one hell of a job."
Birdie Creek.
Oh, good.
Gus Kastner was there. He said, "Even the UPS man can't believe the difference. He could drive up there now, the turnaround, the whole road is beautiful."
Yep.
So thank you.
And then it went back to last year or something.
No,
No?
and even Kelly was out that way and said that
Yeah.
he said all the intersections like Sunrise, the Loop,
And I have
they're
a-
all plowed, and he even commented how good it was.
Yeah, and I talked to Brad a lot, and he knows. I knew he'd be a good guy.
Yeah.
So it was a negative.
Well, it means whoever did it before.
Oh, right, right, I
Thankfully is gone, and Brad's there.
Right, I know, we're gonna have to work on this other.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually
So-
called Wayne this morning to see if he would come in for a day or two
Oh.
and actually say, you know,
Mhm.
that needs to do, this needs to go, you know,
Mhm.
and because, I mean, I could go down the ride with him and say that needs to be wide up, but Wayne knows every inch of it.
Yeah, and he knows how.
So I'm hoping he'll do that. He was gonna check, make sure. He said one thing, his problem is that you don't know if he can because of the retirement, can't come back for so a certain amount of time. So he's gonna
Oh.
check. But I said, well,
Hello?
we can trade something, maybe, you know, a load of gravel
Hey.
this summer or something.
Uh-huh.
You know, if you would come give us a couple days of your
Yeah.
time and just ride with him and just.
I did, but I gave it to your mom.
And
Yeah.
so that's
You
what
need
I'm-
it?
Yeah, because he knows
Oh, you'll
where the
have
edges of
to,
the roads
or
are,
I'll
where
get
the
a hold
ditches
of
are
them
and all that
tonight,
stuff,
yeah.
too. Like today,
I
like at the
thought you
railroad
didn't
crossing, you
want it,
know, I
so I
was
just-
thinking,
They were looking for a battery for the Subaru, he probably hadn't even put it in.
maybe Jeff isn't sure where, you know, how
Yeah, I
wide
get
the
it.
crossing
Sorry.
deck is.
I'll
But
get it back.
Actually, that doesn't matter because the passing train
Okay.
plows the crossing itself.
Alright.
All he needs to do is get on either side of it.
That other one didn't
Right
work
now, it's
out?
only one lane width when you go across the train track. you know.
And that's a big crossing
But,
now.
yeah, really.
Oh,
so I don't-
oh, oh.
Maybe Wayne can
Sorry.
teach him how he did it, you know?
Right. And even like,
I was just
it's
trying
like
to
I
get it
talked
off
to
the
Wayne
counter.
first, when we do
You
the
know how I
same
am
thing,
when I
you
start
know, you
getting
might not be able to go
away.
get everything. You know, the first day you open things up, second day you go wide.
Right.
You might not be able
Alright.
to get everything.
Yeah.
Let me
But
know.
If
I'll
you
throw
concentrate
shit
on an
to
area
you,
here
you
one
know,
day,
give it
and
back.
next day put a little more time in this
Yeah.
area, and then just kind of work
Probably
your way
haven't
around.
put it in there
Heck,
yet anyways.
when I came to work today, I met Jeff
I just
on the
gave it
road,
to him the other day, and I said,
8:25 or
hey, she said you were
8:30,
looking for
and
a
he was
battery.
driving that
Take
big,
this
like,
one.
down the middle of the road,
I didn't realize you wanted it back.
in the middle of the road.
Was he sanding?
I don't know.
If
So
he
you
was
going to
sanding,
work
that's
over there?
usually
Yeah,
we
that
sand
might
in the
be,
middle
yeah.
when we can, but.
Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah, but
good.
now, today would have been a good day to be widening it, right?
Well,
Well, we wanted to get a lot of sand out today just because it's
Today?
supposed to rain, so we're trying to get as much gravel on.
But-
But
and
I
yesterday
plowed-
when
I plowed
Oh,
roads.
yesterday when I
okay.
came to work, he was attempting to widen.
Keep us
He was
informed.
all the way over on the edge that was
How
already
was
an edge. He
vacation?
wasn't making any more of an edge, you know.
He's got that wider plow, it should be
Yeah.
easier, 'cause
Hasn't been
I don't
here.
know. Well, I want you
Yeah.
to come up today at least, and we're gonna have a talk with him. I
What
kinda
time were you
mentioned-
gonna do that?
Probably want it right at one.
All right, well,
So
I'm
everybody else
sorry.
is
Do you want me to
leaving.
come over at 1 and then after
All
that
right,
we could
well, let me
drive?
know.
You show me some of the Superior
Okay,
roads.
but
Oh, yeah, we could.